Hello, children. How are you today? Yes, thank you for being online. Thank you for being here today. Yes, I'm happy to see you once again. Today we shall be learning something new as always, as usual. Yes, and today we shall be learning pictograms in mathematics. Pictograms in mathematics. Okay? Beautiful. Pictograms and mode. Subject, mathematics. Topic, pictogram and mode. Are we together? And what is our learning objective? At the end of this lesson, every one of you should be able to define pictogram, be able to explain mode, and then understand conveying meanings through the use of pictograms. How meanings are conveyed through the use of pictograms. Are we together? Very good. Now, let me run that by you again. Our learning objective includes to define pictogram, to explain mode, and to convey meanings through the use of pictograms. Are we together? Very good. Now let's start now with the first slide that takes care of our question defining pictogram. What is pictogram? Or what is a pictogram? Shall we make it? What is a pictogram? Yes, let's make it what is a pictogram. All right? Beautiful. What is a pictogram? A pictogram is a way of showing data. A pictogram is a way of showing data using images. A way of showing data using images. Do you get that? It's a way of showing data using images. Pictogram is also known as pictographs. Pictographs or pictographs. Pictographs. I take that again. Pictogram is also known as pictographs or pictographs. Pictographs or pictographs. So when you hear the word pictographs, you should know we are talking about pictogram. And when you hear the word pictogram, you should know we are saying pictographs. All these words, pictogram, pictographs, and pictograms are same. Same use, same application. Is that taken? Beautiful. Now, look at the example on this slide. We have pear, watermelon, orange, apple, and banana. Representing this in pictures is what we call pictogram. Now, fruit and the number of children who chose it. The number of children who chose to eat pear are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 children took pear fruit. It's represented in the pictogram. Now, watermelon, how many? How many children ate watermelon? Just 1. How many for the orange? Just 1. How many for apple? Only 1. And banana, just 1. 1 child each. 1 child took watermelon. Another 1, only 1 out of all these children, took only 1 orange. Another child picked only an apple and another banana. So most of the children in the group took pear. Most of the children in the group took pear. Remember we have said that a pictogram is a way of showing data using images. This overall is a data using images. Are we together? Very good. Now let's look at the next pictogram. Pictogram. The next pictogram picture shows the fruit. And how many children have taken each fruit? One strawberry. This one strawberry represents one person. One person per strawberry. That is, we have 1, 2, 3 persons took strawberry. One apple. One person took one apple and three took pear. 3 persons took pear. Only one person took a banana. And then we say 2 persons took oranges. And they took only two. Took only two. And then this apple here is taken by just one person. The pictogram represents data. As you can see from this slide, it's well represented. The fruits and the people that took them are well represented. Are we together? Beautiful. Shall we move on? Very well. Now let's look at conveying meanings of pictograms. That is another objective of this lesson, to convey meanings of pictograms. Variety of apples in a food store. We have red apples, golden delicious apples, red delicious apples, golden delicious apples, red rose, Macintosh apples, and Jonathan apples. Are we together? These are the varieties of apple in the store or in a store. Therefore, we look at it this way. One apple represents, picture of one represents 10 apples. Therefore, red delicious apples were sold. How many? 10, 20, 30 of these red delicious apples were sold in the store. Half of an apple, of this apple, is just 5 apples. So we say golden delicious apples 10, 20, and 25. 25 apples were sold. 25 apples were sold in the store on this particular day. Let's look at red rose. Red rose apple. Red rose delicious apple. Yes? Red rose delicious apple were sold. How many? 10, 20, 30, 40 apples were sold on that same day. The red rose delicious apples were sold. 40 of it were sold. And then let's look at Macintosh. Macintosh? Yes, Macintosh. Only 2, as in 20, 10, 20. 20 apples were sold on that day in the store. Jonathan apple was sold 10, 20, 30, 35. 35 apples of the Jonathan apples were sold. Therefore, we are able to say, or we should be able to say, that the red rose apple sold the most in the store. Name the store. Okay, Super Saver. Yes. Let's say in the Super Saver store, food store, there's delicious red apples, golden delicious apple, red rum apple, Macintosh, and Jonathan. And for you to understand, the apple that sold the most is here represented on the pictogram. It's represented on the pictogram. It's represented on the pictogram. It is represented in the pictogram. Now we know that the red delicious apple sold the most. Then we move on. We also know that the red delicious apple came second best in its sales, of course. Then we move on to know that, sorry, the second bestseller is the Jonathan Apple. Jonathan Apple is another favorite of the people. In superstores, the favorite of most people there is the red roll delicious apple, followed by the Jonathan apple. Yes, Jonathan apple. 35 of these apples were sold, while 40 of red roll apple were sold. After which, the red delicious apple were sold. Red delicious apples were sold. 30 of them were sold. And the list of all apples, Macintosh apple, was sold. Are we together? And it's the list demanded for. Is the list demanded for? Yes, thank you. Let's move on to the next pictogram. Now, in some places, pictograms are used to communicate information without words. Pictograms, they are used to communicate information without words. Yes, so if you go in there, every instruction or most of the instructions are represented in pictographs. Remember, pictographs are a way to represent data. In this case, it is used to communicate information. In math, it is used to represent data. Now, any other place, it can be used to represent information. Information without words. Therefore, on this slide, you will see that animals are not allowed in a particular place. Let's go along with our super saver scores. Let's assume we are still in the super saver. And in the super saver scores, if we see this sign, it means no pets, no animal of any sort is allowed in the store. When we see this sign, we now say that there's a dining section in the store. In case you're hungry, you need lunch, you need to eat something, there is a dining section in Super Savers store. Taking for an example, Super Savers. Do you understand? Then we now go on that those on wheelchairs can as well come in. Those on wheelchairs can come in. And if you go in there, that you will see people on wheelchair. You will see what? People on wheelchair. Is that taken? Are we together? Are we together? Beautiful. Now we still have to move on. Okay? Let's go on. As we have said, animals are not allowed. There's a food section in the store, and there are handicapped people on wheelchairs in that environment. So we move on. Okay? Beautiful. Let's look at other pictographs that are used to convey information. To convey information. Are we together? Now, when we see this kind of pictograph, acute toxic, probably the environment is toxic, tell us that. Don't go in there. Highly inflammable. Don't parade yourself, don't parade fire around that particular environment. Why? Because it is highly flammable. Exclamation mark, meaning you can ask, yes, walk to the counter, walk to somebody and ask of your question. Flame over circle, gas cylinder, exploding bomb, and environmental hazard. Corrosion. These are signs that tell, or they are pictographs that convey information. They are pictographs that convey information. So when you see this, you know there's accurate, wherever it is accurate, toxic, and health hazard. There is inflammable, exclamation mark, flame over circle, gas cylinder, exploding bomb, environmental hazard, and pollution. Are we together? Beautiful. Remember, pictographs can also convey information without words. Without words. So when you go to a public place and there's a sign to show you the ladies and to show you the gents, there's always a pictograph representing the gent and the other one representing the ladies. And if you are in school and you are very, very alert, you will note or notice that there's a pictograph to warn against fire, to warn against fire and state the assembly point in case there's an outbreak. Yes, pictographs or pictograph. Okay, beautiful. Let's move on to pictogram of school children. In this pictogram, we will see school-going children, the transportation mode, and the school-going children. At a glance, you can see that more of the children come by bus. Just at a glance, you'll notice that more of the children come to school by bus. So we have the auto rickshaw, the car, the bicycle, the bus, and on foot. Means of transportation or modes of transportation for school-going children, according to this pictogram. And then we have the data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children go to school on auto rickshaw. Then others in a car, 1, 2, 3, 4. They go by car. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 children go to school by bicycle. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 children join the bus to school every day. And on foot, only 3 people go to school on foot. Are we together? They go on foot. Are we together? Beautiful. Let's take another look at the pictograph of number of people in each age category. Yes? In this age category, just as a glance, we will see that 31 to 43 years old are more than every other group. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 people fall into the category of 31, between 31 and 43 years old. Are we clear? Do you understand? Therefore, reading the pictogram, we will know that the least number of people or age group or age category is the age 0 to 3. Are we clear? Beautiful. Beautiful. What are we talking about? We're talking about pictographs or pictographs or pictographs. Are we together? Beautiful. Let's move on as we move on into what we call mode. Mode. When we talk about mode, we mean the number that appears most frequently in a data set. Most frequently in a data set. A number that appears most frequently in a data set is that number that appears most often. It is that number that appears most of the time in that data set. When we talk of mode, we are talking about that particular number that is repeated in the graph most often than the others. Are we clear? All right. So let's look at this example. The mode shows up the most. It shows up the most. That is, if we have a number like 5, 13, 9, 7, 1, 9, 2, 9, and 11. We will notice that from these three groups, in these three groups, we have group 1, 5, 13, 9. In group 2, we have 7, 1, 9. And in group 3, we have 2, 9, and 11. Now, note that the number that appears most often, repeated over time in the group is number 9. Therefore, we say number 9 is our mode. Why? Because number 9 appeared in the first group, the second group, and the third group. It is a repeated number that appears in all groups. Number 5 is nowhere to be found except in number 1. 13 is nowhere to be found except in group 1. 7 cannot be found anywhere in these numbers except in group 2. 1 cannot be found except in group 2. 2 itself cannot be found anywhere in this group except in group 3. 11 cannot be found anywhere or repeated anywhere except it remains in group 3. Are we together? Therefore, we say that 9 is the repeated number. 9 in group 1, 9 in group 2, 9 in group 3. 9 is that number that appears most frequently in all the groups. Are we together? 9 appears most frequently in all the groups. Number 9 is that number that we call the mode. Do you understand? That 9 is the mode as far as this setup is concerned. Let's take another example. We have 4, 8, 1, 3, 4, 3, 3, 2, 4, and 4. These are the numbers, okay? Now, let's arrange this number in an ascending order. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 8. We are sure to cover all these other numbers. We are sure we have covered all these numbers. Therefore, when we arrange in an ascending form, we have 1, 2, 3. 3 number of 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 number of 4. 3 is repeated 3 times and 4 is repeated 4 times. The most frequent number is number 4. Why? Because it has appeared more than number 3. It has made its way into appearance one step more than number 3. Therefore, we say our mode is 4. Are we clear? Are we together? Beautiful. Conveying meaning in mode. How do we convey meaning in mode? Take your time. Let's study this together, okay? Let's study it together and we will notice that we have numbers, given numbers 10, 20, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 20, 20, 30, and 15. These are the given numbers. Now let's plot them on a chart, let's plot them on as that data. Okay? Now we have 10. How many times do we have 10 in the number given? We have it only once, appearing only once. 15 appears twice. 20 appears 4 times. 25 only once. 30 twice. And 35 once. Now, following the ascending order from 10, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. We will now say that 10 appears only once in this given number. We can only find 10 once in all these numbers. We find 15 here and 15 there. That makes it twice, appearing twice. Okay? Okay. Number 20, how many times? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Only 4 times. 4 times we have seen 20 appearing. It's in a set of numbers. Okay? So 30, 25 appeared only once. Just once, 25, none other 25 in these numbers. So it's showing itself just once. 30, on the other hand, is shown twice. That is, it comes up only twice. It's repeated just twice. 1, 2. And 35 is just 1. Therefore, we can say that 20 is the mode of these given numbers. 20 is the mode. Why? Because it's the number that is represented 4 times. It's represented 4 times. It appears 4 times. It shows up 4 times in this given number. Therefore, 20 is the given mode. Are we clear? Further examples? We have 2, 4, 5, 5, 4, and 5. Now, ascending order, 2, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5. What is the mode? What is the mode? The mode is number 5. Why is the mode? Why is number 5 the mode? Number 5 is the mode because it has appeared 3 times. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Most frequently. It has shown itself most frequently in this number 6. Are we together? Beautiful. Let's look at the toys sold in a day. At that score. That's our score. Beautiful. Now, in our super store, we have motorbikes, we have toy motorbikes, toy dolls, we have dogs, toy dogs, and toy cars. Dolls, motorbike, toys, dogs, dolls, and cars in our store. Now, let's understand the toys sold in a day. Today, how many motorbikes did we sell? We sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 motorbikes. We sold 6 motorbikes today in our superstore. All right. Then how many dolls did we sell? We sold 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 dolls. We sold just 4 dolls in the store today. How many dogs did we sell? Toy dogs. 1, 2, 3. We sold 3 dogs. Okay? 3 dogs today in our superstore. Therefore, we move on to find out how many toy cars we sold. We have sold 1, 2, 3, 4 cars in a day. Therefore, we say we have made more sales in motorbike sales, in our toy motorbike, more sales in motorbike. reduced or minimal sales is in dog. We sold only 3 dogs. So it is the least sales that we have made today in the toy section. The toy cars, we sold 4, and the dolls, we also sold 4. 4 here, 4 dolls, and 4 cars gives us the mode number 4. Why? Because 4 is a repeated number. It is frequented. It's the frequent number of sales. 4 cars and 4 toys. Are we clear? Beautiful. So a pictogram shows us everything at a glance. The sales we make is here represented on the pictogram. And on the pictogram also, we can deduce our mode, to find out our mode, which is number 4. Are we clear? Let's give a recap of what we have learned so far. A recap. Now we have said, what is a pictogram? A pictogram is a way of showing data using images. A pictogram is a way of showing data using images. Just like we can see here, pear, watermelon, orange, apple, and banana. Yes, a pictogram is a way of showing data using image. We also said that pictograms are symbols that are used for information or communication without words. Information or communication without words. Once we see the pictogram, the messages are passed on to us. Are we clear? Beautiful. We also said that mode means the numbers that appear most frequently in a data set. Mode means the number that appears most frequently in a data set. Okay? In a data set. And we have said that in this given example, number 9 is our mode. Are we clear? Beautiful. And we have said also that it is very easy to read and understand the mode and from the pictogram. From the pictogram, we can see how far we have gone because our sales in this store, yes, in our example store, is represented by these items, okay? And it's represented by these items. Remember, pictograms are data that are represented by images. And so from this image, we have come to the conclusion that the mode of what we are looking at right now is number 4. Why? Because the dolls are, we sold 4 dolls and we sold 4 cars. That is to say, our mode in this experience is 4. Are we clear? Beautiful. And at this point, we would like to say thank you. Thank you for joining us online. Thank you for being great. Thank you for being wonderful. Thank you for your time. Thank you for paying absolute attention and listening in on this topic. Yes, thank you so very much. We also say, please stay safe, stay healthy, and stay focused. Don't lose your focus. Maintain your focus. Being the best takes effort. Therefore, focus to come out best. Is that clear? To come out the best, you must pay absolute attention and you must stay focused on your academics. Stay safe. Maintain social distance. Wash your hands regularly. Sanitize your hands. Wear your face mask. It is our social responsibility. Our social responsibility We must not fail ourselves. We must kick out COVID-19. Yes, we have to work together to kick out COVID-19. Is that clear? Stay healthy. No malaria. No falling down. No broken bones. Do you understand? No rough play. Stay healthy. Okay? Stay focused. Don't miss your vision of excellence. Is that clear? Until we meet again, till we meet again, take care of yourself, take care of mommy, take care of daddy, be obedient. All right? Yes. Why? Because I believe in you. I believe in you. You are the best ever. The very best. Thank you. See you. Bye.